Here's one thing having an Alamo season pass does. It gets you to watch movies like this that you've never heard of, let alone plan to see. Was it worth it? Stick around, find out. It's a Drafthouse Diary for Tuesday, June 20th, 2023, and it was worth it. I came out here to the Sloan's Lake Alamo Drafthouse to see the documentary Squaring the Circle, the story of HIPGNOSIS. That's HIPGNOSIS. HIPGNOSIS was an art studio, mostly two people, Storm and Poe, and they are responsible for some of the most iconic LP album covers in the history of music and pop culture. They came along at the right time, met the right people, and had the right kinds of innovative thinking to turn album covers into an art form in their own right. Something that went beyond merely trying to sell records. It was, in some cases, it kind of became the anti-advertising for the record. Its goal was to be obscure and puzzling, and that fit the music of the time. HIPGNOSIS did album covers for Pink Floyd, which is how they got their start, but also Led Zeppelin, 10cc, Peter Gabriel, so many artists. They were just the very top, and they could pick and choose their assignments, but they chose very many and worked very hard. Really, like any good documentary, certainly any good story about artists, it was a story about people. An inspiring story, a heartbreaking story by the end, as is so often the case. But it's the kind of thing that documentary filmmaking, it can do well, and the kind of thing I really appreciate happening when we're talking about people who are very old at this point. These were contemporaries with the members of Led Zeppelin and Pink Floyd, and they had a lot of interviews with the artists with the musical artists who worked with HIPGNOSIS. And I'm glad that this documentary was made to record and to document this history. Just as HIPGNOSIS is a thing of the past, the idea of album covers as the kind of large format art that they were, something, again, beyond merely an adjunct to the music, that time is gone. And if there's any art associated with music, it's a tiny thumbnail on a digital device. But for a few brief years, it was a source of amazement and wonder. The albums involved, the cover artwork that's discussed in this documentary, they're really from before my time. I didn't really start buying records until the 80s, by which point album covers of the kind that HIPGNOSIS created were no longer the thing. So I tend to associate these album covers with what I think of as Big Brother records. My friends and I didn't necessarily have these records. We might not have had these records, but people's big brothers would, or big sisters, and that made them cool, and that made them mysterious. So you've got covers like Dark Side of the Moon, and Wish You Were Here, and Deceptive Bends from 10cc. The art that went with these albums helped to make music more than just music, made it central to youth culture. So it was a good documentary. I'm glad I saw it. I had never heard of it. Again, it was having one screening here at Sloan's Lake, and it was well worth seeing, the kind of thing I might not have seen were it not for that season pass. Other parts of the trip to the Alamo. Not much to say about the pre-show, because it is exactly the same pre-show that I saw about a week and a half ago when I saw Party Girl. Again, it wasn't curated for either of these movies, but it was still an entertaining pre-show. For food, I had a Cobb salad. I also had some of the mozzarella sticks, both things that the Alamo does well. So it was a very good trip to the Alamo, a very enjoyable visit. If you found this interesting, please click the like button down below. If you want future Drafthouse Diaries, please click subscribe. But most important, thank you for joining me. I'll be back soon, and in the meantime, enjoy your movies, and when you do, stay till the end of the credits.